BBC Radio Manchester and BBC Radio Lancashire.
सब कुछ नया सा लगने लगा, मेरे दिल का मौसम भी बदलने लगा। सब कुछ नया सा लगने लगा, मेरे दिल का मौसम भी बदलने लगा। हजारों सपने इन आँखों में अब सजने लगे, लाखों अरमां दिल में मेरे खिलने लगे। अब अकेले में मैं मुस्कुराती हूँ, एक अनजानी सी धुन में गुनगुनाती हूँ। अब अकेले में मैं मुस्कुराती हूँ, एक अनजानी सी धुन में गुनगुनाती हूँ। तूने मुझ पे ये कैसा जादू किया, मेरी नींद मेरा चैन चुरा लिया। क्यों तू अपना सा लगने लगा, अब तो मुझ में ही तू रहने लगा। नगमे तेरे सांसों में मेरी घुलने लगे, सैलाब जैसे दिल में कोई उठने लगे। अब अकेले में मैं मुस्कुराती हूँ, एक अनजानी सी धुन में गुनगुनाती हूँ। अब अकेले में मैं मुस्कुराती हूँ, एक अनजानी सी धुन में गुनगुनाती हूँ। ख्वाबों में अक्सर अब तू आने लगा, दिल की इन गलियों से गुजरने लगा। तुझको मैं चाहूं सनम इस तरह, कुछ नहीं तुझ बिन मैं हूँ बेवजह। सितारे सारे अब ज्यादा रोशन लगने लगे, चांद और सूरज दिल की ज़मीं पर उतरने लगे। अब अकेले में मैं मुस्कुराती हूँ, एक अनजानी सी धुन में गुनगुनाती हूँ। अब अकेले में मैं मुस्कुराती हूँ, एक अनजानी सी धुन में गुनगुनाती हूँ।
7:46 is the time in the studio. You're tuned into Indus on BBC Radio Manchester and BBC Radio Lancashire with myself, Raees Khan, keeping you company up until 8 o'clock. Now, my next guest is a British music composer and producer, best known for his association with the group The Sahotas. In the final years of school, Mukhtar Sahota and his brothers decided to pursue a career in music. They formed a band called, well, the Sahotas, making 9 albums. Since then, Mukhtar has established a solo career. One of his latest singles is Dhun, which you just heard there. His latest venture is creating the music for Gurdeep Dhillon's action thriller Ishq, My Religion. We'll hear the latest single from that soundtrack in just a moment. Mukhtar has managed to gather some of the greatest voices for the project, including the Nooran sisters, Sunidhi Chauhan, Rahat Fateh Ali Khan, Arif Lohar and Mika Singh. And he even persuaded Sonu Nigam to sing in Punjabi. Well, to find out more, music man Mukhtar joins us on the line now. Welcome to the programme once again, Mukhtar.
Hi, Raees. Thanks for having me on your programme.
Always fabulous having you and always great speaking to you. Well, we just heard Dhun there a moment ago. That was released earlier this month. Tell us a little bit about that first.
Yeah, Dhun, I've worked, the single is done with Sanhita Majumder. She worked with me on a movie called Raja Brodia, which was about a year ago. And I kind of discovered her on YouTube. She's put a lot of videos up of her singing and doing sort of like mimicry of some of the top sort of female singers, Bollywood playback singers. And, you know, I really liked her vibe and her, obviously, vocal talent as well. So, you know, we got talking, and then we ended up doing 2 tracks for Raja Brodia. And as we were recording them songs, we got talking about maybe doing a single together. I mean, I've never done like a Hindi. My background is obviously a lot of sort of Punjabi, Bhangra based and fusion based kind of stuff. But so I thought, why not just put out like a Hindi pop song? And so anyway, we got talking, and then this is how Dhun, you know, came about. And you know, like you just played out, you know, you can hear obviously it's quite sort of poppy and
bit poppy, but a bit dancey and a bit trancey as well, actually.
That's right, yeah. So you know, we try to capture that kind of summer love kind of vibe to the track. So yeah, but it's doing pretty well.
So tell us, I mean, most people prior to your kind of solo stuff, most people will obviously know you from the Sahota's days.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about those days. What was that time like? Because, I mean, with the utmost respect, you were huge in those days. Tell us a little bit about what the craze around the Sahotas was like at that time.
Yeah, see, with Sahotas, I mean, you know, it's a family band. You know, the thing was, it was all about creating our own style and you know, our own little niche market. And I think that's what people really sort of caught on to, you know, and then, you know, doing the live performances as well. We were very particular. I mean, I was, you know, managing the band and everything as well, and then doing all the music production. So it was very important to me to, you know, to perform identical to the recorded album as well. And I think that's what people really knew us for. You know, I mean, we had a very successful career. You know, we toured the world and everything, and you know, it was a great time, but it was totally different them days to what's happening now. Obviously, you know, it was a lot of the live shows and then the recording studio. The setup used to be a lot different. Nowadays, it's all kind of computer based. So you know, a lot has changed. But
a lot has changed. But I think what I've noticed is it's only really. And this is no disrespect to other artists, I guess, but it's only really those stalwarts from the early days like yourselves, like the Sahotas and the kind of Sahara types. They're the only ones that are really doing the live performances today, the live kind of stuff, rather than, you know, the kind of playing to a track. And that's always been an important thing for you, hasn't it? The kind of live performance aspect.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think you can't beat performing, you know, totally live. I mean, like he says, nowadays a lot of people are using backing tracks and you know, other you know, like computers and stuff, and you know, incorporating that into their live set. But I don't think nothing can beat actually playing live, and then, you know, and you can mix it up a little bit as well. And we used to do that quite a lot. We'd improvise. So it wasn't sort of like, you know, here's your set song. We do a lot of improvisation and stuff on stage as well. And I think that's the beauty of playing live. Than kind of being stuck to a sequence or you know, a backing track.
So how does kind of composing and producing your own music, how does that compare to kind of the composition of music for films? Because that's also become kind of like an avenue that you've started exploring now as well. Tell us a little bit about the kind of difference between the two.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference because obviously with film, you know, you have certain scenario of the film, there's a certain scene, and the director and the producer normally kind of sets that scene for me and explains what's going to be happening in that particular song that I'm working on. So it's a lot different because you have to write the music according to the visuals, and obviously the storyline as well. So it's a lot different than doing, say, pop songs or Bhangra songs where you kind of have full control of which direction you want to take the song. But with films, you kind of have to go along with the storyline, really.
So, Gurdeep Dhillon has got his new film Ishq, My Religion, and you are the maestro for the music on this production, on this project. Just looking at the roll call of names that you've managed to garner for this for this project. I mean, I mentioned them before: the Nooran sisters, Sunidhi Chauhan, Rahat Fateh Ali Khan, Arif Lohar, Mika Singh, Sonu Nigam. I mean, they're all huge names. Yeah. Tell me about how you went about picking who you were going to have.
Yeah, I mean, most of it's done as we sort of we kind of work on one track at a time as the film's kind of building up, and then as we're working on the song, you know, I kind of put a list of names together that I think would suit, the song that I'm working on. And basically that's how it starts, really. And then we kind of start liaising with the singers, playing them the track and getting their input on it as well, vocally. So and that's how it kind of that's basically how the procedure works. But I mean, we've been very lucky in the sense that we've managed to get all the artists that I had. I mean, we have like an A list, and then we have a B list, and then goes on kind of thing, just in case somebody turns it down or they're busy or they're doing shows. So, but we were very lucky, everybody we had planned to use were available, and they were excited to be part of the project as well. So we're lucky in that respect.
Tell me about Ishq Diyan PEERAN then.
Yeah, Ishq Diyan PEERAN, this actually wasn't even written for the film. This was one track that wasn't written for the film. I always wanted to do like a Qawwali style song, and I thought, it'd be nice to put something together. So this was something I was just doing on the side, as a sideline. And there's this lyric writer called Shammi, Jalandhari, who I work with very closely. He's an absolutely fantastic writer. So he can make changes on the spot, and we can go back and forth, and it's really, really good to work with. And so anyway, I gave him this idea, recorded the song. At that time, it was the Nooran sisters. It was just me singing the song, just as a guide vocal and thing. And then when I played it to Gurdeep Dhillon, he was like, "Wow, this absolutely fits perfectly with the film." And this is when we decided to use Nooran sisters.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to play it in just a second, but finally, then, what's the kind of next thing for you? What should we be looking out for next then?
Yeah, there's a Bollywood movie that I've just completed as well, so that's set to release early next year. And again, we've got all the latest kind of Bollywood singers on that one as well. And then there's quite a few singles that are lined up as well. I'm shooting video next week as well with Arif Lohar. So there's quite a bit of stuff going on. There's some newcomers as well that I'm launching as well. So
fantastic.
Yeah, it's all kind of
brilliant. Well, you know what, Mukhtar, it's always a pleasure speaking to you. And just before I let you go, do me the honour of just introducing Ishq Diyan PEERAN for me.
Yeah, no problem, yeah. This is a track that I've recorded with the Nooran sisters, and it's called Ishq Diyan PEERAN from the movie Ishq, My Religion, releasing on the 30th of this month.
So this then is the final track of the night. You heard the man himself just introduce it for you there. It is Ishq Diyan PEERAN. It's taken from the upcoming movie Ishq, My Religion, and it will play you out this evening. So thank you very much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the programme. Coming up for you next, of course, is The People with Karen Gabay and Mr. V on BBC Radio Manchester, and on Radio Lancashire it is, of course, The Drift. So stay tuned for that as well. Do enjoy their company. Talat will be back next Sunday, so we'll be with you again, so stay tuned for Talat next Sunday. And you can catch me, of course, on Destination on BBC Radio Lancashire on Saturday from 10. In the meanwhile, though, enjoy this beautiful track to take you out. We'll be back with you on Saturday and again on Sunday. From everybody here on the Indus team, do have a wonderful and very safe bank holiday.